Services, focusing on emotional, physical, and social support, outsmarting cancer one patient at a time.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
A new poll conducted by Cronkite News and the Morrison Institute offers new insights on how Arizona is affected by the opioid crisis. We break down the numbers.
Plus, Tucson police are taking a new approach when it comes to active shooter training, how virtual reality is helping police officers stay sharp and safe.
And chlorophyll isn't just helpful to plants. Some researchers say it can also have benefits for humans. We take a look at how one Valley resident swears by it.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Anthony Mitchell.
Now, Veronica Acosta, thank you for joining us. More than 1 in 4 adults in Arizona say they personally know someone who has taken a prescription painkiller not prescribed to them. That's according to a new poll. Investigative reporter Lily Altavina breaks down the numbers.
In a follow-up to Hooked RX, our 30-minute documentary on the prescription drug crisis in Arizona, the Morrison Institute and Cronkite News conducted a poll representative of the state's population and demographics. They asked Arizonans about their own experience with prescription opioids. And many Arizonans believe these drugs are easy to get. Almost 60% say that it's either very easy or somewhat easy to access prescription painkillers. Nearly 11% said they got a prescription from an opioid from more than one healthcare provider. That would include drugs like hydrocodone or OxyContin. And ongoing pain is also a problem for almost 30% of adults in Arizona. How they deal with that pain varies. 35.8% said they use prescription painkillers. 37.5% answered other. That could mean marijuana, physical therapy, massage, or a number of other alternatives. Now you've heard the numbers. I asked people in the trenches of this battle against prescription opioid abuse about what these stats mean.
And then one day, when our older son was a teenager, we got a phone call from a woman that was a parent of one of his friends.
It's the phone call every parent fears.
Your son is potentially going to overdose. And we're just like, you must have called the wrong people. This that has not going on here. I mean, not your son is smoking. Your son is, we saw your son with drugs. It's like your son is going to overdose.
A wake-up call for Kim Humphrey, a father who never thought his son Sean would struggle with drug addiction, let alone both of his sons.
It was his friends' parents had left some prescription medication, Percocet, in their medicine cabinet. And the next thing you know, they just thought it would be fun to try it.
In Arizona, 41.8% of adults know someone who has been addicted to prescription painkillers.
There's so much of it out there. They're so powerful, and we're still working on making sure people understand it's not aspirin. It's not to be toyed with.
The numbers show that prescription drug addiction has massive reach in Arizona. And officials say it's up to the state's residents to fight it.
Really, the best way is to dispose of the medication. Take it to a drop box.
Humphrey wants more people to start having frank discussions about drug abuse.
We lost about 58,000 people in the Vietnam War. We're losing more than that every year from drug overdoses in the United States.
Officials want to emphasize how important it is to dispose of prescription drugs when you're done with them. Don't flush them. That's bad for the water supply. There are drop boxes across the state. From the Broadcast Center, Lily Altavina, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is dedicated to covering the opioid crisis in Arizona and nationwide. Our documentary, Hooked RX, From Prescription to Addiction, highlighted the problem of painkillers here in our state. You can watch the documentary and find resources for getting help online at hookedrx.com.
With decreased stigma surrounding the medical marijuana industry, more professionals are being drawn to the field. The result has been a new wave of technological innovation in the field of cannabis. I went to the Imperius Expo to learn more about advancements in the most rapidly growing medical marijuana option, concentrates.
Eating it in a capsule form is probably the best method of taking medication. There's no burning of carcinogens. The absorption's a lot different, so the health risks are a lot less.
It might look like something out of a mad scientist laboratory, but turning raw marijuana into the concentrated THC needed to make edibles is no simple task. The popular butane extraction method can be extremely dangerous for unqualified hobbyists. In 2015 alone, 30 people were injured in meth lab-like explosions across the state of Colorado. Engineer Josh Gladfelter is trying to make the process as safe as possible.
There's a lot of people out there that are not using proper electronics, and that's the most important aspect when you're dealing with flammable gases, is that you need a specific electrical classification on those electronics so that they're not going to be exposed to the vapors of explosive gases.
Concentrates yield about a quarter of the original weight of the cannabis being processed. Centurion process machines like their cotton gin-esque trimmer make processing marijuana faster and easier than ever. With innovation being the word of the day, it's hard to ignore the money side of things. In 2017, cash only is hardly viable, but because marijuana is still federally illegal, the banks are unwilling to work with marijuana-based businesses and companies. Groups like Alkeon offer solutions to this situation by using overseas banks like the Bank of Ireland to give them real checks and debit cards in their stores. With this budding industry comes a need for connection. There's an app for that. Weeder, the self-proclaimed Groupon of the marijuana industry, connects customers to deals at local dispensaries and plans to branch out to include non-cannabis-based companies which are marijuana friendly.
So we're definitely not saying that you by any means can smoke weed on site, right? But what we are saying is that maybe you support the industry. Maybe you don't mind that somebody comes in after they've medicated because they are truly a medical marijuana patient, and so you're more open to that idea.
There are more than 119,000 medical marijuana cardholders in our state, according to an Arizona Department of Health Services report from February of this year.
The race is on to get your 2016 tax returns in before next week's deadline. But last year's tax return isn't the only one you should be thinking about. As Tyler Finger reports, there's a lot of money unclaimed from 2013.
Tonight, the clock is ticking on more than $1 billion up for grabs from 2013.
If you think you have a refund that is due you, we encourage you to go ahead and file.
The Internal Revenue Service says next week's April 18th deadline is the last chance to file your taxes for 2013 and get a refund if one's owed to you.
We estimate that there's an average in the $600 or $700 range that each person might be due. So I think it probably is worth it to take the time to do it.
IRS estimates show as many as 25,000 Arizonans are owed a total of $22.6 million, an amount that will revert to the government if it isn't claimed by next week.
Every year, taxpayers leave money sitting on the table. Millions of people do not file for their refunds, and that's a shame. They really should.
Nationwide, more than 1 million taxpayers could be in for a refund from 2013 if they get their tax return in before the deadline. The IRS says the process is like filling out a normal return, but in this case, it can't be filed online.
You need to go online, get your forms, make sure you have your W-2 in hand, and get it postmarked by the 18th.
A final chance to get your refund before it's too late. In Washington, Tyler Finger, Cronkite News.
While next Tuesday is the last day to send in your 2013 tax returns to get a refund, the IRS will continue to accept returns from people who are owed refunds from 2014, 2015, and 2016.
Each year, millions of Americans struggle to pay back medical debt. But many Arizonans who find themselves in that situation face another problem: overly aggressive debt collectors. Arizona was in the top 15 states per capita when it came to filing complaints with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau over aggressive medical debt collection. Cronkite News reporter Z Zung has more details from our Washington bureau.
The latest report from U.S. Public Research Interest Group claims that collection agencies have gone too far while pursuing people in debt, making constant phone calls to friends and relatives, and some even pretending to be lawyers.
They pretend that it's a lawyer collecting the debt to get around the debt collection law, even though a lawyer had nothing to do with the collection. It's just a basic big room full of people on the phone trying to scare people into pay their debts, even if they don't owe them.
Mir Zawinski said one reason agencies can get away with what he calls abusive practices is a lack of watchdogs. effects. That's why he says that for consumers, knowledge is power.
But you absolutely have rights. They cannot call you all the time. They cannot harass you. A lot of times debt collectors threaten to put you in jail. That's a very, very long stretch.
Advocates say other problems include agencies trying to collect the wrong amount or trying to collect from the wrong person. In Washington, D.C., Z-Zone, Cronkite News.
Along with the report, U.S. PIRG officials issued a call to strengthen the CFPB, which has been targeted by Republicans who see the agency as government oversight that lacks accountability.
An Arizona representative is suing the Trump administration. Congressman Raul Grijalva is joining the Center for Biological Diversity to sue over the proposed border wall and border security measures. The lawsuit calls on federal agencies to investigate the environmental impacts of the wall. Grijalva released a statement saying, quote, "American environmental laws are some of the oldest and strongest in the world, and they should apply to the borderlands just as they do everywhere else."
The state Senate has passed legislation today making it easier to keep citizen initiatives off the ballot by tightening legal standards proponents must meet. The bill says measures are subject to a, quote, "strict compliance" standard rather than a, quote, "substantial compliance." This will allow initiatives to be thrown out for just paperwork or language errors, even if the proposed law complies in other ways. All Democrats and one Republican voted against the bill, which now goes to the House.
Both cheers and jeers, and even hurt feelings at the town hall with Congressman Andy Biggs. Cronkite News reporter Trevor Fay spoke with attendees at the event in Mesa last night.
I was going to be allowed to ask a question about school vouchers, which I'm very passionate about, but they cut me off just before I was about to ask the question.
Jennifer Grossman was one of 600 people at the town hall with Congressman Andy Biggs at the Without Walls Church in Mesa. And school vouchers were not the only contentious topic.
Sixth bill, the bill that I'm surprised has the most interest, is to split the Ninth Circuit.
Although the town hall was rowdy at times, there were quieter members of the audience, like Jeff Smith, who showed support for the first-term Republican congressman.
I thought he did a really good job, as good as can be expected, given how he was shouted down and so forth at certain points.
Healthcare was a topic repeatedly brought up throughout the evening, but what drew the most animated response from the crowd was the issue of global warming and the debate over whether or not it is man-made.
There are additional credible scientists who say they don't buy into it other than a cyclical climate change. These are credible, tenured professors who have produced peer-reviewed articles.
The congressman concluded the town hall after just over 45 minutes of speaking, leaving some satisfied and others shouting for more.
All right.
In Phoenix, Trevor Fay, Cronkite News.
Biggs told the crowd he'd be hosting another town hall soon. He's up for re-election in 2018. Law enforcement officials are often encounter high-pressure situations.
And departments are looking for new ways to train for those scenarios. Coming up on Cronkite News, how virtual reality is being used to prepare officers for dangerous encounters.
And studies show that students who study the arts have advantages in the classroom. We take a look at a program that is helping underprivileged children bring their photos to life.
I'm Scott Pelley, anchor and managing editor of the CBS Evening News. In our changing media landscape, it is crucial for journalism education to ensure a commitment to the truth, unbiased reporting, strong ethics, unwavering fairness, and above all else, accuracy. These are the hallmarks of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. It's a place where students can innovate and transform the news industry while always upholding the values of the school's namesake. The Cronkite School at ASU, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule, where it's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Access interactive digital and printable program guides, repeat times, and full episode descriptions. Watch program previews of best bets for the coming week. Search by title to find your favorite shows. You can even add programs to your calendar and get email reminders when they're about to start. It's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online.
The Tucson Police Department now has a new training system to teach officers how to decide when to fire their weapons. I visited Tucson to see how the simulator works.
Put it down, put it down.
Tucson police officers are surrounded by screens and confronted with the aftermath of a shooting.
The virtual system is an interactive virtual training system that's designed to train firearms and decision-making for police officers.
Norman Shepner will be training other officers using the high-tech system, the goal to help officers decide when to shoot.
We can run a variety of scenarios from active shooter training down to communication de-escalation training and having officers work with people potentially in crisis.
Most importantly, Virtua gives officers the edge they did not have with the old one-screen system.
It provides a more realistic encounter with the scenarios that we provide or are provided for us that make the officer be aware of his total surroundings.
The Tucson Police Department plans to use the system for training officers in as many different ways as possible.
We certainly want to use it for a variety of scenarios. Shoot, no shoot, decision making, situations where you might use a less lethal tool.
High-profile shootings in several cities across the U.S. have led police departments to update their training.
Put the gun down.
I think any training is a way to look at any instance where we can take a specific scenario an officer was involved in and say, maybe we could have done this better.
Tucson police officers will start training with the new Virtua system next week, and other law enforcement agencies in southern Arizona will also get to use the simulator.
Off-duty cops are receiving more protection. The Arizona Senate passed legislation yesterday that says aggravated assault on an off-duty police officer is equal to assaulting an on-duty officer. The bill will now head to Governor Doug Ducey for final approval. U.S. District Judge Susan Bolton reluctantly agreed today to delay former Sheriff Joe Arpaio's trial for his criminal contempt of court charge. The delay comes after Arpaio's lead attorney quit the case last week, and other lawyers who had recently joined his team said they didn't have enough time to properly prepare for trial. The original trial date was planned for April 25th. The new date has not yet been set. The byproduct that makes plants green is now being used as a supplement for humans.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, we examine the health benefits and concerns of taking chlorophyll.
It's a beautiful day here in Arizona, the perfect day to come out to Wind Up Wednesday, where you can adopt puppies like Little Crush here from the Arizona Humane Society. I'll have your full forecast, the perfect puppy walking forecast, coming up.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true. Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Right about now.
Officially from 36, and he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Keeping one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong. Do you believe it?
Combat is like crack cocaine. It's an enormous high, but it has enormous costs. And I think that we make a big mistake if we say, oh, well, war is hell. We all know the war is hell story. It is, but there's an enormously exhilarating part of it.
In an emerging trend, consumers are now taking chlorophyll supplements in hopes to make them healthier. Cronkite News reporter Ashley Holcomb talked to a local medical expert on whether they work.
The ingredient that keeps trees, plants, and grass green and healthy may also keep you healthy. Jasmine Hidalgo says chlorophyll supplements have helped her since she started taking them 4 months ago. She suffers from anemia.
Because I've gone to the doctors after, and so now my levels are fine. So yeah, so like now like what I'm doing is working.
Chlorophyll supplements are sold in stores across the valley. Some users believe it can improve heart health or even prevent cancer. However, a Mayo Clinic doctor says these claims haven't been scientifically confirmed.
Many people propose it as being cancer fighting and a detox product as well, but I don't know that that's been scientifically proven as just an extrapolation of what chlorophyll does when you eat the chlorophyll-rich foods.
Chlorophyll supplements can be ingested in 2 different ways, by taking it in its pill form or simply dropping its liquid form into water. You simply drop, stir, and drink. Dr. Milstein explains there may be other reasons for Hidalgo's improved anemia levels.
If you're drinking it in a large glass of water, maybe you're more hydrated, and that's where you're getting the benefit from. Or maybe your body is processing the other things you eat better because you're adding in that nutrient-rich supplement.
Because I noticed like I stopped taking naps throughout the day, which that was also a problem before. I used to just take long naps like in the middle of the day. And so now like I don't have to, and I'm not tired anymore. So I think it's a combination of both of it, or both of the chlorophyll with the vitamin.
Dr. Milstein encourages people to eat leafy greens to get the vitamins, but doesn't see any harm in taking the supplement. In Tempe, Ashley Holcomb, Cronkite News.
Warm temperatures have rocked the valley this week.
Hey, those beautiful temperatures are expected to continue. Lauren Hornberger is in the Weather Center with our latest forecast.
That's right, it's a beautiful Arizona day outside today. Sunny, clear skies, high anywhere from 89 to 92 degrees across the valley and just some light winds. Unfortunately, while we have great weather, our surrounding states do not. As you can see in New Mexico, there's going to be some rain passing through in the next several hours and a lot of clouds over there, as well as in Southern California. Here in Arizona, though, we're only going to see a few light clouds up in northern Arizona. Really shouldn't impact our forecast at all. As for temperatures across the valley right now, we're in the low 90s for most of the valley. We're going to see 90 in Chandler, 92 in Glendale, and 91 in Goodyear. As for the next couple of days, those temperatures are going to rise just a little bit. We can see 93 tomorrow as your high, but then for the weekend, we're going to cool down. Perfect weekend to go outside, hiking with your family, take your pet out walking, and because those summer temperatures are going to be coming as we're going to be in the mid-90s next week. Lauren Hornberger, Cronkite Weather.
A new art exhibit downtown shows what life is like through the child's eyes.
Coming up next, photographers pair up with children living below the poverty line to teach them about their profession. Cronkite News takes a look at what they captured.
Heaven knows you're a dreamer. Don't hide it from anyone. Don't hide it from anyone. Hey, would you believe me if I said we are here for a reason now? This is our life. This is what counts. This is for us. I will go anywhere for you.
Giving middle schoolers cameras doesn't exactly sound like a recipe for fine art, but one group of underprivileged kids was able to put on an exhibit to impress. Reporter Kaylee Nassif takes us there.
Art exhibitions are pretty standard in downtown Phoenix. There's an opening where people view the art and decide if they want to buy a painting or a photo. Maybe they try to talk to the artists and ask them why they decided to follow their creative dream.
The fact that I get to express myself in different ways, and I get to see different things and imagine and create different things.
Amaya Newman is one of the 30 children who put on this exhibit, all of whom are at risk and live at or below the poverty line. They're part of Kids in Focus, a nonprofit that paired them with professional photographers for a 6-week program.
I'm a commercial photographer, and I find that we get burnt out a lot creatively. So being around the kids, it kind of restokes that creative passion.
Each one of the 30 students that worked on Kids in Focus got a point-and-shoot camera just like this that they took all these incredible photos on and get to keep. The kids went on field trips to the state capitol, the Phoenix Zoo, and downtown Phoenix, where their mentors taught them the basics of composition and building a photograph. But some of their best pictures were spontaneous.
There's this one, we were just taking photos for fun to get used to it. And it was, I call it the Southwest Slam dunk, because we got an airplane in a basketball hoop, and it looked cool.
For the mentors, the fun came when the students progressed past the basics and started to plan out their photos.
In their mind, they had something that they wanted to create, and they would actually go out and make that image rather than just, a picture of a flower or something like that.
The best part for the students was exploring new places and gaining a new skill.
If I go out, I can take selfies, and because some of these moments, I scrapbook.
Participants received books with all of their photos, and some were lucky enough to sell their photographs. In Phoenix, Kaylee Nassif, Cronkite News.
The Kids in Focus Gallery will be on display at Create in the Arizona Science Center until June.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
On American Experience.
You wish something good will come out of this nightmare.
Though we won the war, it had great costs.
The modern version of the United States is born out of this war.
We go into this 17th most powerful military in the world, and we come out of it a global superpower.
The Great War on American Experience.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State